Okay. Um, let's start. I'm sorry I was muted. I was taking the class being muted. Let's begin. Okay. So this is a process graph. What is a process graph? Can someone tell me? What does the process graph show? Anyone? Anyone?
Process anything
Yeah.
or a layout.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Saman?
Process of anything like making like like can of
Yeah.
fear of
Yes, it shows how something is done.
yes.
Basically, it answers the question how. कैसे? If in simple English, कैसे करना है? कैसे चाय
Okay.
बनानी है? कैसे, how to do this, how to make shoes, how to make tea, how to get a driving license, how to do something. So it answers the question how. Okay. So I begin by reading the question. That is very important because that's how you're going to write your introduction. So it says the diagram below shows the process of making soft cheese. I understood that. The second sentence is not that necessary because it's the same in all the graphs. You only focus on the first one. Now, what do? I use the logic I just told you. The process graph answers the question how. And that's how I write my introduction. So I wrote the process graph illustrates how soft cheese is prepared from milk. I made minor changes here. How soft cheese is made. Instead of made, I wrote the word prepared. And something took from the diagram, it says milk. So I came to know soft cheese is made from milk. So I wrote how soft cheese is prepared from milk. So that's it. That's as simple as that. I'll practice the second one with you, but I'll tell you my two options right now. This is the one way I write the introduction. The second way I write the introduction is using the word steps. The process graph illustrates the steps involved in the production of soft cheese from milk. So these are the two ways I write my introduction. For the other graphs, I don't tell you to prepare an introduction, but for the process graph, I would say prepare it. You have two options, pick one, go with anyone. And even if you want a third option, just pick one, prepare it. You don't need to go to the exam unprepared. Like have an introduction in your mind. Are both of them clear? I'll read them again how to write them. First of all, mention the graph name, the process graph, the process graph. Then you write the word shows. Instead of shows, we are writing the word illustrates, which is a better word. So we are going to write illustrates. In the first question, we are going to play with the word how. How, what is done? How soft cheese is prepared from milk. How soft cheese is prepared from milk. That was how we are showing. कैसे soft cheese बनाया जाता है milk से. In the second one, we are going to use the word steps. The process graph illustrates the steps involved in the production of soft cheese from milk. Process graph shows जो steps हैं शामिल हैं किसकी production में soft cheese की production में from milk. So these are the two ways I write my introduction. Are they clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I ask you to make an introduction for this one then? And then we'll check my introduction, but you can make the one for this one. You just need to look at the diagram and the question and prepare one. Okay, so this is the diagram. So make an introduction. So the first one. First of all, write the name of the graph, the process graph. Then you write the word illustrates. Now, tell me what to write next. Anyone?
The steps involved in the
Yes.
in the canning of fish.
Yes. Or in the production of? Yes.
Sir, एक
What are we
और word
producing?
था.
What are we producing?
Canned fish.
Yeah, or fish cans. Can we write fish cans?
Yes, sir.
Right? The steps involved in the production of fish
Fish
cans.
cans.
Yes. Is it clear? The first one, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now make the one with how. The process graph illustrates. Then we write how. Now follow it up. How? What is done?
Preparation of
Yes, preparation of what? How के बाद
fish
ना
can.
ready object.
Fish cans, sir. How fish cans?
आगे, how fish cans
Um,
Are prepared from by catching a fish
yes, how
or by
fish,
fish.
yeah, how fish cans are prepared, or how fish cans are manufactured, or something. How fish cans are produced
produced
from.
from.
That's it. How
Hmm.
fish cans are produced. You can just say from. You don't know something, right? Fish
Yes,
cans.
sir.
Okay, so. पता है why you are not making it clearly, why you're taking time, because you're not thinking in your native language. I would just think कैसे fish cans बनाए जाते हैं. So अगर वो बोलोगे तो directly you'll make it. How fish cans are produced. Just use that ना अपना use your native language to your advantage. कैसे fish cans बनाए जाते हैं. Simply बोलो और लिख दो उसको English में. That's it. Just translate it word by word. कैसे how fish cans बनाए जाते हैं. Fish cans are produced. So just use it and make it. I don't want you to spend a lot of time on this part. Introduction should be quickly written. It is a one sentence introduction. It should be done really quickly. Okay. I hope this is clear. So I'm moving on to the overall. Is it okay, everyone? Okay. I'll go. I will not ask you, is it okay, everyone? I'll just ask you to do it next time. Okay, so for this, I've written these two. I've written that. Okay, now let's come to the next one. So overview. What do I write in overview? I have a habit of writing 2 sentences in overview. Can someone tell me why do I write 2 sentences? Someone who have attended, some of you who have attended my classes previously, why do I end up writing 2 sentences in the overall? Anyone? Does
So
anyone?
you
Yes.
you said all the process like in 2 lines. In the first line, you mentioned about like how many steps are involved, and in the second one, you tell that it starts from here and ends
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah. But someone, why do I write 2 sentences? Why not 1? Why do I write 2? Anyone? Why 2? I'll give a very simple explanation because 1 is too short and 3 is too long. Do you understand my logic? 1 बहुत छोटा है, एक sentence बहुत छोटा है और 3 sentence बहुत लंबे हैं. तो मेरे को लगता है for me the perfect length is 2 sentences. 1 is too short, 3 is too long. I believe the perfect length is 2 sentences. Is it clear? My logic here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do? I've made a small thing in my head. If the number of steps are less than 10, I write the number of steps, like 7 steps, 8 steps, 5 steps. If the number of steps are more than 10, I just write several steps. And what's the sentence I write? Okay, I read the first sentence as the process of production of soft cheese consists of these many steps. That's my first sentence. The process of, whatever the process of, I'll write that. Then I'll write the word consists of, and then I'll write the number of steps. For example, if you look here, we had 5 steps. We had five steps. Firstly, mixing, then cooling, then fermentation, then evaporation, and then again cooling. So the total number of steps are 5. So I counted them and I wrote here, overall, the process of production of soft cheese consists of 5 steps. So that's my first sentence. In the second sentence, I write where does the process start and where does the process end. So if you look at it, the process starts where? The process starts at the mixing of water and milk. In the first step, what are we doing? We are mixing water and milk. It's written here. So the process starts from the mixing of water and milk. And where does the process end? The process ends where? Production of soft cheese. You can directly write in the last step, production of soft cheese is the last step. So the process begins here and the process ends with the production of or filtration of soft cheese. You can write that also. So that's how you'll write it. So 2 sentences. The first sentence does this. The second sentence tells me the steps, or the first step and the last step. The process begins with the mixing of water and milk and ends with the filtration of soft cheese from the cool mixture. Now, again, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to look at the diagram here and write me the overall. everyone does it, please, so that you get an idea. If you don't, what's the point of me teaching? Okay, you can type it in chat or we can do it here. You can dictate it to me. Okay, so what would we write? How many steps?
Several steps.
Yes, several steps because it has more than 10 steps. I don't think the number is important anymore. So I'll write the process of what thing? Process of what?
Production of
cheese.
fish cans.
Production of
So-
fish cans. Very good. Next.
Consists of
few steps.
several steps.
Consists of several steps. Very good. And you end it here. And then you write the process begins with, what's the first step?
Catching the fish.
Yes, catching of fish. And ends with?
Storing.
Yes.
Dispatch.
Yes.
Dispatch to the supermarket.
Dispatch of what, Elizabeth? What are we dispatching?
Uh,
Fish.
Oh, yeah.
fish
What?
cans.
Yes, dispatch of fish cans to supermarkets. That's it. So that's your overall. It's as simple as that. It's not at all complicated. Once you learn the process, it's just repetition. So the process of production of fish cans consists of several steps. The process begins with this step and ends with this step. That's it. Are we all understanding? If there's any doubt, please ask me. Please ask me questions. I like an interactive class. I don't like to talk and talk. I want you to participate. So, any doubts or no?
No, sir.
No. I'm going to give you a homework. Will you be able to write? All of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'll give you all. And only the students who are attending the class, there are 14 of you right now. I'll only check these 14. If you send it to me, I'll check them. All of you who are attending. If you don't write, it's okay. I don't mind if you're busy. I'll check it today only. So you have that thing. I'll post a homework after this. Please do it. Okay. See, I have written the exact same thing. I did not even look at it and look at it. The process of production of fish cans. Okay. Process of canning of fish consists of several steps. Everything is the same till now. After that, the process begins with the catching of fish. The process begins with the catching of fish. I did not write with the here. I should have written process begins with the catching of fish and ends with the dispatch of fish cans to supermarkets. So that part I can write. The you can write before the name of the step. So otherwise, even if you leave it, it's not a big mistake here. Okay, so that's how you write it. It's as simple as that. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, we are moving forward. We are done with the introduction. We're done with the overall. Okay. Okay, so now we have to come to sentence formation. Okay, so I want to teach you something here. There are two types of sentences in English. The first one is subject, verb, and object. That's how we write the sentence. This is called an active sentence. And the second one is passive. In the passive, the sentence formation is like this. First, you have an object. Then you have an is-a. Then you have a verb, third form of verb. And then finally, you have a verb by subject. Okay. So this is called passive. Okay. What is the best way to write something? Which sentences are considered better, active or passive?
Passive.
No, in general, don't look at this graph. In general, what is considered better? You know,
Active voice.
yes, what should be the
Yes.
ratio? What should be the ratio? In an essay, what do you think should be the ratio? How much should be active? How much should be passive?
The 3 ratio. 3 active for 3 and 1 for passive.
No. Okay, so if you had to do percentage wise, how much percentage out of 100? How much should be active? How much should be passive?
So 60 or 70% active.
90% active.
Yes, sir. 90% is active, 10%
Okay.
is passive.
No, that's what's recommended. Okay. You know,
Okay.
when I was young, I used to get my essays checked by Grammarly. Grammarly is a software. Have you heard about the software, Grammarly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And it used to tell me I'm using too much passive voice. And it used to tell me reduce your passive voice. So then I learned an active voice is a better voice, and we must have 80 to 90% essay in the active voice and only 10 to 20% in the passive voice. But here we have a problem. What's the problem? We cannot use active voice here. Why? Someone answer this question.
Because of the variation,
No.
we have to.
Think. Okay. First of all, let me tell you what the three words mean. No, not this. What's a subject? First of all,
Subject.
yes.
सर हिंदी में बता दो
बताओ.
सर कौन काम कर रहा है
Okay. The person or the thing doing the work.
yes
Okay. For example, right now I am doing what? Teaching. Who's teaching? Me. I am the subject. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I take teaching as a verb, who's the subject? Me. Clear?
Yeah.
I'll change another verb. I'll put the verb to learn. Who's learning?
We are learning.
So who's the subject? If I take learn as a verb,
Student,
students. Right. So if I take teach as a verb, the subject is me because I am teaching. If I take learn as a verb, the subject is students. Jo kaam karta hai, the person or thing doing the work is the subject. Please understand that. And it is going to change with the verb you use. If you use a different verb, then the subject is different. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the problem? Why can't I make active sentence here? Now I'll repeat my question. Why can't I make active sentence here? Why is it not recommended?
Because जो काम कर रहा है उसका हमें नहीं पता है.
Yes, exactly. We don't know the subject. कौन काम कर रहा है? बताओ. कहाँ लिखा है कौन कर रहा है? कौन mix कर रहा है? बताओ. पता है? Who's mixing? कौन cool कर रहा है? कौन salt डाल रहा है? कौन ferment कर रहा है? Who is doing the work? When you don't know the subject, how will you make an active sentence? Active sentence starts with what? Subject. And we don't know the subject. We can't even start the sentence. How will we make the sentence? So, पर हमें object पता है. क्या mix हो रहा है बताओ.
water and milk
So what's the object? Water and milk. We know the object, but we don't know the subject. And so we have to make the passive sentence which starts with an object. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do we make this sentence? First of all, you think of the verb. For example, for me, the verb here is mix. So first of all, I'll always, please don't start with the object. Please start thinking with the verb. Okay, I thought the verb is mix. You don't have to write mix beforehand, but you're going to start. Now you're going to think what is being mixed. क्या mix हो रहा है? Think like that. कौन mix कर रहा है मत सोचो क्या mix हो रहा है. अब वो सोचो क्या mix हो रहा है. What is being mixed?
water and milk
So that will be my subject object. So I'll write that water and milk. Then I'll decide whether to write is and are depending upon
oh, depending upon the objects
what.
sir water and milk are two things है ना
So depending upon singular or plural. If it's plural, I'll use are.
yes sir.
If it's singular, I'll use if. Okay. So then I'll write an is and an are depending upon whether the object is singular or plural. Here the object is plural. There are two things. That's why I'm using are. If the object is singular, if it was only milk, I would have written is. Okay. So that's how we are doing it. Okay. So I wrote that water and milk. Okay. Now we are going to write after are, we are going to write the third form of the verb. For example, here the verb is mix. So our verb third form will be mixed. Is it clear? That's how you make sentences. And they'll never go wrong. If you follow this step, you think like that. Make your thinking like that. Start with what? Start thinking what? Verb. And then think what the verb is. Then you think of the object. After you think of the object, write the object at the first, and then you write isar and then verb third form. That's how you're going to do it. Is it clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, let's do one by one. So someone make the sentence for the next thing. One by one student, you can do it, anyone, and then someone else will do it. So one student will make the next sentence for me. So in the first step, you have written water and milk are mixed. Okay, someone makes the second sentence. Do it. Anyone.
Cooling of mixture was done at 5 degrees Celsius for 2 hours.
Okay, so that's fine. But what's the exact verb? Take the verb first. What's the verb?
Cooling.
Cooling or cool, right? Why are you calling cooling? Let's call it cool. Okay,
Cool.
what is cooled?
Mixture.
So we'll just start with what the mixture. Then
Mixture B.
Mixture is cooled at 5 degrees Celsius.
that's a better sentence. Cooled at 5 degrees Celsius for how much time?
For 2 hours.
2 hours.
Good. Okay. I would request one by one. So someone was doing it, another person interrupted. I don't like that. I want someone to gain confidence. When you interrupt other people, they don't gain confidence. Have this habit. Let that person, you get your turn. I feel it's basic manners. You know, you allow that person to speak. You don't interrupt in the middle. Okay. So I don't like that because I feel doesn't build confidence. I'll repeat that again. Okay. Now who's making the next sentence? Who was making this? Who started with this? Saman?
Yes, sir.
Now who's doing the next one? Anyone? Another person. Elizabeth, you want to make now? Okay, she's not here, I think. There you want to make? Is he here? No? Who else is here?
Sir, can I?
Pooja, go ahead.
The mixture is fermented by adding salt.
No, that's another step and that's another step. So first you do.
Okay. The mixture is the cooled mixture is salted.
Okay, or you can, what's happening? See, think in Punjabi, what is happening here? Let Pooja think. Okay, Pooja, what's happening here? What are we doing?
नमक डाल रहे हैं.
हाँ, और नमक डालने को क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में? क्या बोल सकते हैं? नमक क्या कर रहे हैं? Pick a better verb. Can I say add?
Yeah.
हाँ, तो अब add लो. किसको add कर रहे हैं?
Salt.
Now make the sentence.
The cooled
Add किसको कर रहे हैं?
salt.
So
Salt
object-
is
Very
added to the mixture.
Yes. Perfect. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, Jasmine, you can do next. Abhi, Elizabeth, sorry. Again, Pooja, come back again. I want you to write this next step also. Next step में क्या हो रहा है?
Fermentation.
किस चीज को ferment कर रहे हैं?
जो mixture था salt डाल के.
So, how would you write?
The mixture is fermented at 35 degrees Celsius for 2 hours.
Very good. Perfect. अच्छा, यहाँ पे ना, you could have made it salted mixture, the salted mixture. Is it clear?
Okay. Yes.
Good. Okay, next. Okay, Jasmine, go ahead. What's happening after this?
Sir, the salted mixture is evaporated at 1 degree Celsius for 8 hours.
Yes. At how many degrees Celsius?
Wait, sir. I can't zoom. 100 degrees Celsius.
Okay, good. And one part you're missing. Something else is also happening.
Yeah, steamed is out.
Yes. Okay. But out is not a verb, right? So first we'll make the evaporated part. The mixture, now you don't need to write salted. It's done with the last step. The mixture is evaporated at 100 degrees Celsius for 8 hours.
8 hours.
Okay, now what? ऐसे में and
steamed it up.
अब steam का क्या हो रहा है? Think, what is happening to the steam?
Steam बाहर निकल रही है ना?
हाँ, बाहर निकलने को क्या कह सकते हैं?
Steamed out. The
Yeah.
steam is
Out verb नहीं है ना? Out is not a verb. So और कोई word do you think जिसका मतलब बाहर निकालना? बाहर निकालने के लिए verb सोचो. Out बाहर है. निकालने को क्या करोगे? बाहर निकालना. निकालना भी डालो.
leave.
Let out.
Okay. Okay.
Let out. का third form ना? Verb का which form?
Third form.
So let out. Let out की
Okay.
जगह you can also use the word released.
Okay.
Acha, now there's something that I didn't teach you all. So there's a mistake in this sentence. Can someone?
सर
Yes.
सर आपने अभी यहाँ पे वर्ड यूज किया था ना लेट आउट थर्ड वर्ब, कैसे यूज किया था?
Let out.
लेट आउट
Okay.
सर थर्ड फॉर्म किसका है? लेट आउट
Let out का वो leave. She was saying leave ना?
ओके 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 सर ओके.
Okay. Third form में क्या? Okay. So anyways. Okay. Okay. So just hold on. Just hold on. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So I made a mistake here. Does anyone know what's the mistake I made? Anyone?
जो वो मिक्स और हीट का सिंबल है उसका
Anyone?
कुछ
Okay. Do you know the meaning of evaporated? Tell me the meaning of evaporated. Yes, Pooja. What's evaporation? Okay. You're
जो
talking.
भाप होती है
हाँ, वो भाव दोबारा. Tell me again.
जैसे जो पानी को बॉईल करते हैं तो जो बाहर निकलती है वो प्रोसेस को इवेपोरेशन कहते हैं.
और वो जब होता है जब हम पानी को बॉईल करते हैं कि जब हम पानी सूरज में रखते हैं कि ये बॉईल करने में तो वो तो बॉइलिंग नहीं कहते.
बॉईल करने. हाँ जी.
बॉईल करने को इवेपोरेशन कहते हैं कि इवेपोरेशन एंड बॉइलिंग में फर्क है.
डिफरेंट है,
उसमें
बोथ आर
फर्क-
डिफरेंट.
How are they different?
बॉइलिंग जब 100 डिग्री सी तक पहुंचती है, एवेपोरेशन का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होता है,
Yes.
steam formation है.
इवेपोरेशन कैसे होती है? हम कैसे कर सकते हैं इवेपोरेट? बताओ. अगर मैं पानी देता हूँ, मैं आपको बोलता हूँ इवेपोरेट करो, आप कर सकते हो?
नहीं.
करके
नो सर.
करके बॉयल चूल्हे पे.
फिर तो वो इवेपोरेट हुआ ही नहीं ना. फिर तो वो क्या हुआ? बॉयल हुआ ना, या हीट हुआ? राइट?
बॉयल हुआ.
या हीट हुआ? राइट?
यस.
So what's the difference between evaporation and boiling and heating? Anyone?
इवेपोरेशन के लिए आपने जो बोला कि सूरज आई मीन सन की
Yes.
जरूरत है.
तो अच्छा, तो फिर अगर मैं बोलूंगा ना मिक्सचर इज इवेपोरेटेड, द इंग्लिश इसकी हिंदी बनेगी कि हम मिक्सचर को इवेपोरेट कर रहे हैं. कोई कर रहा है इवेपोरेट, पर मिक्सचर कोई कर नहीं सकता. मिक्सचर अपने आप होता है. जो नेचुरल प्रोसेस है ना लिख सकते हैं इज इवेपोरेटेड. So what are we going to write? The mixture is allowed to evaporate. We are not going to write the mixture is evaporated. We are going to write the mixture is allowed to evaporate. Is it clear? Because we are allowing it to happen, we don't evaporate it directly. We are just allowing the sun to fall on the mixture and then the water gets evaporated. Is it clear? Yes, Priya, you're right. It's a natural process. So is this part clear? Why I've written the mixture is allowed to evaporate instead of writing the mixture is evaporated? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, next. Okay, Elizabeth, do the next one. Okay, Elizabeth, you want to do the next one? Next step?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do it.
Mixture is cooled.
Okay, the mixture.
Sir, the mixture is cooled
Good.
at the mixture is cooled at 5 degrees Celsius for 8 hours.
Very good. And now complete the rest of the things given.
And filter wastewater and the filter wastewater and the wastewater filtered.
Elizabeth, how do we start the sentence? What do you, okay, you wrote this. Now,
Yes.
what did I tell you? What do you think first?
Sir, verb
तो क्या verb है?
filter.
क्या filter हो रहा है?
Sir, wastewater.
वेस्ट वाटर फिल्टर कर रहे हैं हम. क्या फिल्टर कर रहे हैं? किस चीज को फिल्टर कर रहे हैं?
Thick liquid.
किस चीज को? अभी अभी आपने क्या करा? किसको फिल्टर कर रहे हैं? हाँ, you're very close. The cool mixture.
Yes, sir. Cool mixture.
क्या कर?
Cool mixture
Is
filtered
to produce
soft cheese.
and क्या बच जाता है और क्या छोड़ दिया?
And wastewater
क्या? What happens to the wastewater?
filtered is filtered.
Filtered out.
Okay, filtered out. Okay, sir. सर वो एरो की वजह से ना कंफ्यूजन हो गई थी मुझे थोड़ी सी.
और वहां पे लिखा क्या है? What's the word?
वेस्ट वाटर.
तो वेस्ट वाटर कौन सा पानी होता है? Is it clear?
यस सर.
Waste होता है ना? So that makes it okay. So
ओके.
waste water. Is it clear for everyone?
यस सर.
What about others? It's a tough. This step was tougher, but I think all the steps are clear now. Should be clear now.
Could you please explain again? I don't understand.
Okay, let's go step by step. So first step, what's happening? Cooling is happening. What are we cooling? The mixture. So I'll write the mixture is cooled at what temperature? If you can look here, the mixture is cooled at 5 degrees Celsius for 8 hours. That's what we wrote first. So the mixture is cooled at 5 degrees Celsius for 8 hours. So that's what I wrote first. Okay. And then what happened after cooling? The cool mixture is filtered. So it's filtered. So the mixture we have cooled, it's filtered to produce soft cheese. And we are getting what? Soft cheese. And the wastewater is filtered out. So filtered out का मतलब जो filter से बाहर निकल जाता है वो क्या, जो गंद निकल जाता है वो क्या है? So that's what I've written. Is it clear? Okay, let's make it a better here. What does a filter do? Can you think of another verb here? What does a filter do?
Separate clean water from wastewater?
Yes, very good. Separate, not clean water. Separate what from clean wastewater?
Soft cheese.
Yes. Soft cheese from wastewater. Very good. That's it. You pick the right verb, separate. A filter separates two things. So the waste gets separated from the main thing. So the main thing is soft cheese from the wastewater. To separate the soft cheese from the wastewater. We could have written like that. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. Let's go next. Okay, so this is the sentence formation. If this is clear, we are going to move forward. I've made each sentence like this. Okay. Now I want to talk about connectors. Whenever we write sentences, we are not just going to write them. After that, we are going to write in the next step. We are going to write after this. For example, in the first step, water and milk are mixed. After that, we are going to write a word. Then the mixture is cooled. Then salt is added. Then the mixture is fermented. But we don't want to repeat the word then again and again. So we have different connectors that we are going to use. So now I'm going to discuss the connectors. Okay. So I have divided the connectors into two brackets, one which cannot be repeated, one which can be repeated. Let's first look at the ones we can repeat. Then is a common word, you can repeat it. I don't mean repeat it back to back, like then and in the next sentence again then. You can use then once. After some time, you can again use the connector then. Okay, after 2-3 sentences, but have a gap. After that is also a connector that you can write. Instead of writing after that, you can write after the step, or after cooling, you can write the name of the step. After cooling, after filtration, after this thing, after mixing, anything, you can do it like that also. Another connector that you can write is next or in the next step. Either you can write next or in the next step. Please do remember though, nextly is not a word. A lot of my students end up writing nextly. Nextly is not a word. Please do not use that. Okay. So these are the connectors that I end up repeating. Then after that, I don't repeat like after that, I use a variation. Like for example, after this step or after the name of the step. And the third connector that I use is next or in the next step. Okay. Now let's do the connectors which cannot be repeated. So following this further, not furthermore, further, thereafter, in the first step to begin with, in the last step finally. This obviously cannot be repeated because it's only going to be used in the first step or in the last step, these two connectors. And finally, subsequently also. So these are the connectors that I don't repeat. Why don't I repeat them? Because if you repeat them, the examiner's attention will be paid on these connectors. He'll pay attention to them. And that will hurt you rather than helping you. So you don't want his focus on the connectors. You want his focus on the main content, what's happening, rather than iske baad. That's not the word we want the focus on. So don't repeat these connectors, repeat these connectors. These ones can be repeated, these ones cannot be repeated. Is it clear? Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll share the file with you. You don't need to worry. You don't need to write it down. I'll share the file with you. Okay, let's go to the next part. Okay. Connectors have to be followed by a comma. Connectors start a new sentence. They are preceded by a full stop or and. So remember, connectors are always followed by a comma. So in the first step, you pause here. In the first step, you don't write in the first step, water and milk are mixed. You write in the first step, water and milk are mixed. You are going to have to make the examiner pause here while speaking. So you're going to put a comma after every connector. And they are preceded by a full stop. Before the connector, there's a full stop. If there's no full stop, there's an and. So either there can be an and or there can be a full stop. It cannot begin like that. It cannot join sentences. Okay. So like this. In the first step, water and milk are mixed. Then you put a full stop. Then you write the sentence, the second sentence. Then the mixture is cooled. If you don't want to write it like that, you can put an and here, make a small then, and then write the sentence. It's the same thing. So either put a full stop or put an and. So that's how you go and you continue with this. The mixture is mixed and then the mixture is cooled. You can do anything. Okay. Again, the next connector I've used is after that, salt is added to the mixture. Subsequently, the mixture is fermented at 35 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, which slightly thickens the mixture. This part you missed in the graph. I'll cover this later, thickening of the mixture. Thereafter, the mixture is allowed to evaporate at 100 degrees Celsius for 8 hours and steam is released, which further thickens the mixture. In the next step, the mixture is cooled at 5 degrees Celsius for 8 hours. Now I've used the word thereafter here. I've used the word further here, subsequently here. These are the connectors that I'm talking about. At this stage, the mixture is really thin and finally the soft cheese is filtered out while the remaining water is discarded from this mixture. And the remaining water is discarded. Discarded means thrown away from the mixture. So that's how I'll end up writing the body paragraphs. If you have a doubt now in the body paragraphs, please ask. Otherwise, this is the way I write my connectors and then I write the sentences. Other sentence formation, is the sentence formation and connectors, other sentence formation and connectors clear? Or is there any doubt? Anyone? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. You have to ask, otherwise I can't guess your mind. So second one, which process are like structure? Okay, second one, which process are like structure? How to do that? You give me an example, I'll show you. I'll do another one tomorrow or day after Monday. We'll do one more graph. Okay, and I can do that after the reading graph. We can write one reading class. We can write one graph like that of a balloon. Okay, that I'll do on Monday. Don't worry, I'll cover that on Monday. Okay, so this is the main way I write it. That's the main thing I wanted to teach in the graph. This part is redundant. I don't want to cover this part. It's not that important. So now I've written this whole thing here. Let's just do we have written the introduction and the body paragraphs and the overall. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to copy this and you are going to just write the whole graph with me, the body paragraphs. So we're going to go step by step. One of you will speak and one of you will write. Like I'll write and one of you will be speaking. So that's all we are going to do, one by one sentence, everyone. If you can't talk, you can chat, you can type. Okay, not a problem. Okay, so how do I start? I'll help you here. I start by writing in detail. And then I write, so that's it. Now tell me, what's the first thing we'll write? Who's making the first sentence? Start with a connector. Any connector, start. What's the connector you will want to use in the beginning? Yes,
In
someone?
the
Yes. Okay, in the first step. Okay, and then you put a comma. Don't worry, there will be 2 commas here. Do not worry about that. 1 comma after in detail, 1 comma after the connector. Okay, next. What's the first step?
fish are being caught.
By being. You know what's the meaning of fish are being caught? Do you know? What did you use here? Tell me. ING. What does ING mean? Someone you know this. ING kab lagate hain? When do we use ING?
When we are doing something.
Is something happening right now?
Right now. Is it happening right now? Abhi pakdi ja rahi hai fish?
No.
Ke pakdi jati hain?
पकड़ी जाती हैं, sir.
फिर क्या आएगा? Fish are caught.
Sir, yes.
That's it. Fish are caught. Object is a verb ki third form. No being. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next step. Okay. Who's making the next one? Type it out if you want to do. Okay.
Then
Go ahead. Yes. Think about the verb. What's the verb?
Which? I don't know.
See what's happening here.
Then we freeze.
What are we
Freeze the
freezing?
fish.
What are we freezing?
Storing.
We are storing what, Nuria? Freezing and
Fish.
storing.
Fish.
Elizabeth,
Then
it's
we.
her turn.
Then we store. Then we store the fish.
Okay, so we don't don't start the sentence with the verb. Start the sentence with what you're freezing and storing. What are you freezing and storing? Fish, right?
Fish. The fish is storing.
Fish
and
are
freezing. Storing and
not
freezing.
storing. Verb third form. Write the third form of freeze. What's the third form of
Stored.
frozen and stored?
Stored.
Is it clear? Then the fish are frozen and stored. So yeah,
Stored.
do one more sentence with me. Okay. What's happening in the next step? What's the verb?
Unloading.
Unload. What is being unloaded?
The fish are unloaded.
Very good. Now you made it correct. Now you just add a connector before the sentence. Any connector?
The fish are connected.
And after that,
Mm.
after that, the fish are unloaded. Where do you think the fish are unloaded? You can imagine it at the factory, at the factory, at the canning factory. Okay, that doesn't matter. We'll not write that. And then the fish are unloaded because that's not given. Let's remove that. Okay, good. Now you understood it. That's how to make the sentence. Okay, next. Who's making the next sentence? Okay, Jyoti, go ahead. Will you type or will you speak? You can speak if you want. If you can't, if you don't want, you can type. Anything is okay. Okay, this question is Jyoti's. Jyoti is going to do this. Okay, go ahead, speak.
In the following step,
Very good. In the following step,
fish are
fish are.
sent for waiting.
Why send? Directly tell me what is happening. Fish are
Waited.
waited. Very good. और waited नहीं होता, wait होता है. Waited नहीं, wait. Wait करने को क्या बोलते हैं? Wait. There's no T here. So wait. Very good. Perfect sentence. Okay. Very
Sir,
happy. Yes.
यहाँ पर is क्यों नहीं आया? टू टाइप्स जब होती है हम आर लगाते हैं. यहाँ पर कोई टाइप्स नहीं दी है तो
नहीं, टू टाइप क्या होती है? जब प्लूरल होती है, बताओ, एक फिश को वे कर रहा हूँ कि बहुत सारी फिश को वे कर रहा हूँ? एक ही
So,
हाँ. Yes.
so can we say that fish are weighed on weighing balance or weigh balance?
You can, but it's redundant. Of course, वैसे ही वे करेंगे ना, तो वो लिखना
Okay. Okay.
ठीक है. Okay. आपने कैसे गेस करा? क्योंकि ऐसे ही होता है वेइंग, और कैसे नहीं होता. ठीक है ना? So it's redundant. जरूरी नहीं है कहना, मतलब उससे कुछ additional information हो नहीं रही है. Okay. Okay. So her question was, why are we using R? We are using R because it's not a single fish, it's plural fish. The plural of fish is also fish. It's not fishes. It's also fish. That's why we are using R. This here, it's not a single fish, it's multiple fish. Okay, I hope that's clear. Is it clear now, Jyoti?
and
Okay, next. What happens next? Who's doing the next one? I'm here. I want you to please make the sentence so that I also feel better. Who's doing it? Just raise your hand or tell me I want to do this. Just speak out.
So should I?
Yes, go ahead.
Fish are after that fish are thawed.
Next.
So
Yes.
then after that the fish are cutted into big pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, in
Cut.
big pieces.
Very good. Cut की third form क्या होती है? Cut. Cut. Cut it कोई word नहीं है. बाकी सारा ठीक था. And I want a different
Okay.
connector. Can you think of a different connector? Subsequently,
Okay.
the fish are cut into
Big pieces.
very good. Okay. Next.
So can I?
Yes.
Thereafter, the cut fish is steam cooked.
Y is R. Okay. Very good. R steam cooked. Okay. Going next.
Moreover, moreover,
Further. No moreover. Moreover is not a connector. Further.
mm, the fish are caught.
The fish are put. Yes, very good. Next. 366. Not
Then fish are cut into small pieces.
very good. Then fish are cut into small pieces. And the fish are cut into small pieces. Can someone tell me why am I writing the before the fish? Anyone? Why do you think? The fish. The fish significance.
Because you also identify fish.
Yeah, because what Priya said is perfect. The fish we are talking about, the fish we caught. Remember the first sentence I did not use the, but after that I'm using the because I'm talking about the same fish again. I'm I'm not freezing some other fish now. I'm freezing that same fish. 5 minutes, uncle. Okay. Okay. Next. Next. After small pieces, what is happening?
Scanning.
Yeah. Yes. What does scanning mean? What is happening? Then the small pieces are
Can
scanned, or what? What does scan mean? Scan mean?
packaging.
Canned ka matlab, what's the meaning? Put in cans. We can also write put in cans, right? Or packed in cans. Then fish pieces are packed in cans. Good. Next. This is not over yet. There's something else happening. What's happening?
Brine, water, or
Brine or water or oil.
Brine or water. What is happening? It
Are added.
are added or is added?
और है तो
Is.
is आएगा.
Is. It's either brine or oil or water. Does anyone know what's brine? Anyone? What is brine? No one? Yes, Priya, you're right. Brine is salted water. Okay, is added to the cans. Okay, perfect. Next. We are using
The
two.
can
we are
are
using
sealed.
Yes, the cans are sealed. Very good. We are not using connectors. Start using connectors again.
After that,
Okay. After sealing, can I write after sealing? Okay.
after sealing, the cans are sterilized by heating.
Cans are sterilized by heating. You understand what's happening here? Sterilized by heating. What does it mean the cans are heated? What is sterilization?
It's done to
sir,
kill
the
some
process of heating.
pathogens वगैरह kill हो जाते हैं.
Okay, killing of bacteria and pathogens, very good. And why are we doing that to the can? Because there will be bacteria inside the cans when we sealed it, right? Some of the bacteria and pathogens would be inside the cans, so they are heated so that the bacteria inside the cans die. Now no more bacteria can enter, no more pathogens can enter, but there are still some pathogens inside the cans. They will die if we heat the can. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, next. Next is a good connector. Tell me.
The cans are labeled and stamped.
Cans are stamped or labeled, yes. Okay, after that,
After that, the cans are stored.
stored. And finally, they are,
Dispatched to supermarkets.
okay. And another word for dispatch, do you know the meaning?
Delivered.
Delivered or transport? Transport.
Transport.
Even delivered was a good word. Delivered to supermarkets. Okay. For sale is not that important. Supermarket mein bikti hai cheezein, right? So it's not a good thing. It's okay to write, but it's not necessary, redundant. Okay. Is it clear? Are you clear now with the graph?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you write a good graph now, and I'll share within half an hour. There's someone here. I'll get free and share within half an hour. Okay, and then you can write it. Please send it today by 11 o'clock. I'll start checking at 11 o'clock. I won't check tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. Okay. So if you want to send, you have 4 hours to write, 3 hours to write, and then you can finish it up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See you all tomorrow, Monday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.